Greetings from Minnesota. I just wanted to make a video on this kind of homeowner grade Vivor jackhammer I bought off of Amazon. It was kind of I have a project I'll show you in a second about taking out a sidewalk, and I had to make decisions on whether I was gonna go rent or just buy this cheap one. And turns out so far I've been real happy with a relatively inexpensive one from Amazon. So let me show you the project real quick and talk about the results so far. Basically this is a bit of a thank you to all the other reviewers on YouTube that helped me make a decision to buy the thing, and I'm just going to add a little bit to it to hopefully, if you're on the fence about getting this thing or not, I'm going to tell you that so far I think it's been good. So actually I've already probably finished over half of the project or so, but you can see here's all my old sidewalk that I've already taken out with the thing. So you can see it's been working for me okay. Let's see, I don't know if it's like 30 feet of old sidewalk. I wanted to just redo this and pour a new sidewalk. This one was about 40 years old and starting to break apart and crack, and I just didn't like the design, and I want to get rid of these hostas and that bush. Anyway, you can see the old concrete, luckily there was no rebar in there, but it was fairly thick. I mean, if I'd measure that, that's 5 inches at least. So I've been able to carve that all up. So let me go get the jackhammer and show you a little bit more about it, and then we'll do a little demo too. And by the way, this is not a how-to video of how to run a jackhammer. I'm doing my best, so don't come at me for my technique. I have managed to get this much done, and I've learned as I went a little bit, and I've watched other YouTubes. It says it's not a how to run a jackhammer type video, but it's more just to tell you I've had pretty good luck with that thing so far. So there it is again. I've done this much so far, and it's taken me, well, I don't know, I've not timed it, but it does obviously take a little bit of work. It doesn't just fly out in minutes. I don't pretend to be a professional. In fact, this is basically the first time I've ran a jackhammer in my life, and I'm 60 years old, but we're getting it done. So there's I'm using that kind of regular chisel bit there. Haven't touched that, haven't sharpened it or anything. I don't know if you're supposed to. And it's held up fine so far. I will comment, it does get kind of hot. This is the 2200 watt model, by the way. I bought it in August of 2024. Got a really good deal off Amazon for something like 115 bucks. So shop around. I've seen them go up to as much as 180. So, but to me, it's been worth it so far. I'll summarize that at the end. The one comment I have is this gets hot. You know, if you run this for 10-15 minutes, you know, not solid, but you chip away at it, pun intended, it does get pretty hot. So I feel like if you sat there and ran it for 2 hours straight, maybe it would overheat. I don't know. They do give me an extra pair of brushes for the motor. I don't know if I'll need them, you know, but anyway, I'm going to set up the tripod, and at the risk of making myself look silly, I'm going to do a little bit of jackhammering here on this next section of concrete just to show you how it works, at least for me, and then I'll give you my final thoughts. All right, let's give the Vivor, I love that name, a chance. By the way, you're going to want to use a nice quality extension cord. It does draw a fair amount of current, although I think I'm using it, I think it's just a 15 amp outlet that I'm using instead of a 20 amp 110 outlet, so that's been fine, no problems with that. So by the way, you're going to want to wear all the PPE, which I'm sure you guys knew this, and this is not a safety demonstration. It's a messy operation. So here, let's go ahead and give it a try. broke loose. And there you have it. So it's not the thickest, but decently thick concrete, so that's how it works. All right, so let me just summarize a little bit. You know, I debated for this project. It's just a one-off project. Could have rented, you know, a decent-sized jackhammer, which is going to be bigger than the one that I bought here from, like, if you rent from Home Depot, I think it's about $65 for 4 hours, and that's maybe with not including tax and so on. And so anyway, for maybe double, triple that, I can kind of chip away at this at my own time, pun intended, and it's worked out. So essentially, if it just lasts, I honestly don't think this jackhammer would last, you know, in a professional environment. But if it does this one job for me, you know, I'm happy. And just for light stuff around the home, I think for most concrete, it might do the job for you. So that's just my opinion. I just wanted to add to the other reviews on Amazon because they were helpful in my decision, and I'm happy with this thing. So just like to pass that on to you folks. So that's it. Happy project work for you DIYers, and that's it. Adios. Oh, a couple more things. Well, I was sitting here operating the jackhammer. This was not a paid endorsement by any means at all. I am not getting compensated or paid. I just enjoy the tool, and I was hoping that I make this video just to help anybody else out who's thinking about getting it and kind of questioning if you know, if it would work for them. That's all. And the other thing is kind of related to the first. Now, it's easy for me to say this because I don't do this kind of work for a living, but it's kind of fun to operate. Trust me. You know, if you use the right technique, it's not horrible on your body, and it's a little bit cathartic, you know. Takes some of your stresses out. So anyway, just thought I'd point that out. And so you remember the Tom Sawyer story of when he convinced his friends to help whitewash the fence, you know, because it was a job he had to do, and he made it sound fun. Well, you could do this, I think, with your friends, but actually I wouldn't let him because it's I don't mind doing it myself. Again, I don't do this for a living, so don't take that with a grain of salt.